Hey, everybody, welcome. We're doing a little bit of a different kind of interview today. This is just going to be a short bonus session, but I want to introduce you to my friend, the digital nomad, Ricky Shetty. Ricky, how are you, man?
Doing amazing, Nathan. Thanks for getting up so early in the morning. For me, here in the Philippines, it's evening around sunset. So it's amazing because we have different time zones. But hey, through the power of technology, we're able to connect here. So thanks so much for featuring you. I look forward to adding value to all of your audience.
Yeah, well, we this is a little different just because you are the digital nomad. That kind of weaves into the whole story here. First of all, there's a lot of crazy background noise. So tell us where you are, and this is actually where you normally are when we talk. I've gotten used to it. This is going to be a bonus session. We're not going to lead out on the podcast with this, but where the heck are you right now?
Yeah, so let me tell you this. As a digital nomad, one of the most important things is having an internet connection, right? So when you're traveling around the world, it won't be like back home. Like I'm from Canada. In Canada, I can be in my home office. I can get blazing fast internet speed. Well, here in the Philippines, it's a third world country. So in third world countries, they don't typically have very strong internet connection, especially outside of the big cities. So I'm not in the capital, Manila. I'm actually 6 hours north in a area called La Union. And this is where my my wife's mom live. Her family's in this area. So when I'm here, I actually struggle to get good internet connection in the home we're staying in. I can do things like email, social media, but when it comes to like video streaming, podcasting, online courses, coaching, I got to actually go to, wait for it, an internet cafe. Yes, they still exist. They still exist.
This is what it's like when Ricky and I connect, man. I am almost used to this stuff, but we're talking about Ricky's personal brand. It's a powerful brand. He's written several Amazon best-selling books and ebooks and all of those sorts of things. Ricky and I, let's just get right to the backstory. We had talked about, you had interviewed me for your podcast, and you got his friend right next to you. We want to tell you this story, folks, and as you heard from Ricky, that's the only way we get it out because of the internet cafe. Yeah. So Ricky says, "Hey, your Get Accepted course. How do I start? How do I join? How do I bring some of my community in there?" And I said, "Well, we haven't started it yet." He says, "What are you waiting for?" I said, "Well, we're going to test this thing out." And so about 10 minutes later, it's had about 1 billion Facebook messages, which is not my preferred communication for people I don't know yet, but that's the way Ricky does it. And we had people. And then what happened? I'll turn it right back over to you, Ricky.
Yeah, so it was quite interesting because I'm a podcaster as well, and I do my podcast on the go at wherever I am, Airbnbs, hostels, digital nomad cafes, co-working space, etc. So I was doing my interview with Nathan, and then I found out he has this podcast and a course coming up. So I asked him, let's get this course started. So I basically just started getting people into the course for the beta version. And then on the first day of the course, it was like 5 habits to be a TEDx speaker. And I was like, I'm very much an action taker. I don't like just to learn info because info is useless unless it's applied. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, I was watching the first segment. I'm like, if I just do this course, will I be a TEDx speaker just by doing this course? The answer is no. Hey, Ryan, good to see you, my friend. Ryan, my good buddy, is watching live here.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan. That's my son's name too, Ryan. So I have an affinity for other Ryans. So I was like, if I just do this course alone, will I actually get on the TEDx stage? And the answer is no. Just from information, you'll never get on the TEDx stage. You got to take action to get accepted. So I went from watching this course to like, I got to figure out how to get accepted as a TEDx speaker. So I went to TED.com and I looked up all the TEDx events in the Philippines. In the Philippines, until now, there's been 127 different TEDx events. And there were about 8 coming up in the next 5-6 months. So I was like, let me apply to all of them and see what happens. Even if I have to fly to a different city, or the Philippines is very easy and cheap to fly around and to get from point A to point B. So I apply, and I applied not through the traditional way you would think of applying, which is filling out the application form and being lumped with a whole bunch of different applications, and then they'll pick based on whichever speakers they find is the best suited. I did a non-conventional approach to applying. I looked up who the organizers are, and I messaged them on Facebook, and I said, "Hey, I see you have a TEDx event coming up. Are you looking for speakers?" Well, I messaged about 6 people. 3 or 4 of them didn't get the message, or it went in their other folder or whatever. One person said, "Sorry, our speakers are full." And then one person messaged me back on the same day that I messaged them and said, "Yeah, thanks for reaching out, Ricky. What's your idea we're spreading?" And I was like, "Can everyone travel?" And I said, "Here's a link to my website. I'm traveling around the world with my wife and kids for the last 3 years as digital nomads." And then I think he looked at the website. He's like, "Can everyone travel?" He's like, "That's a good idea we're spreading." And he said to me, "We'd love to have you as a speaker." And I was like, "What do you mean you'd love to have me as a speaker?" I'm like, "Oh," he's like, "Yeah, let's do it." I'm like, "Oh, is this official? You want me to be a speaker?" He's like, "Yes. As the TEDx event organizer, I formally and officially welcome you to be a speaker." And this happened in the course of like 3 hours.
Official, yeah. And we were connecting like this that day. That's when we knew it was official, when you got that back. So, Ricky, congratulations on taking action. And folks, watching this, what Ricky did is he actually started with habit number 4. Which is to track your applications. That's habit number 4, and that's not a bad place to start. Usually, I have to kind of move people from habits 1, 2, 3, and to get to 4. But Ricky started there, and on the first day of this class, I'm freaked out because somebody in the class gets accepted, and I'm like, I don't know that I can guarantee those results for everybody. But you wonder, hey, how do you get accepted? How do you get on the stage? And this is how it can work, folks. I mean, there are a lot of different ways, and it helps if you have a stage-ready brand like Ricky has. He had, some books. He had, this traveling thing. He had this, this thing being. He's committed to it. He's been to several nations already, 7 or 8, correct, Ricky? With
81. 81 countries.
81. And how many with your family at this point?
So I've been to 50 before I got married, and then once I got married and had kids, I've taken them to 30 countries.
30? Wow.
Yeah.
And Ricky's goal is to...
our goal is, thanks for the segue there. Our goal is, as a family, to be the first family in human history to visit every single country in the world. So for those of you watching, leave us a comment. How many countries in the world are there? And I'll let you know in a few minutes. It's maybe more than you think or less than you think, but let us know how many countries are there.
So, I mean, this is really, so you see why I tolerate some of the background noise, everybody. If you are going to be in the Guinness Book of World Records for taking your family all the way around the world, if you're going to be that person, I figured the mute button here, that actually with Ricky's friend next to him playing a video game. If you are going to be doing this and you've already taken your family to 30 countries, that sets you up pretty well, and it's a powerful thing. So anyway, what advice do you have, Ricky, for people that may have developing personal brands, as well as maybe they're starting out from scratch or it's a pivot and whatnot? What advice do you have for either one of those categories?
Yeah, I have some advice about building a brand and also getting preparing for your TEDx talk. We can talk about that in a few minutes too. But in terms of building a brand, you got to figure out what kind of brand you want to build. But firstly, it's a personal brand or a business brand. So personal brand is like, Nathan Eckel or Ricky Shetty, or like a kind of like a blog brand, which is mine. It's daddyblogger.com. Plus, I have my business brand, which is Digital Nomad Mastery. So I've created both a personal brand and a business brand. So what I would suggest to people watching is like, what kind of brand you're going to create, like a brand around your name or a brand around your company. And then the components of a good brand, it's always purpose-driven. Start with why. Speaking of TEDx, right? Simon Sinek talked about starting with why. So why are you creating this brand? Why are you creating Be at the Talk? Why are you creating a Daddy Blogger? Why are you creating whatever company you're creating, right? So the why question. Then when you figure out the why question, the brand has to have a vision, a mission, values, and who are you serving? Like what problem, what solution are you serving, right? What's the problem and what's the solution you're providing? That's the brand. Of course, you have things like your website, your logo, your brand colors. Very important with the brand colors, you're a great example of this. You have your gray, red, and the black, right? And you have that in all of your branding, your course, your podcast, your YouTube channel, your social media. I'm in an internet cafe, and it's all orange. You can see here, right? You have an orange headset, right? They have cool branding, orange background, orange, Fanta drink. So everything's orange, right? So and that's part of the branding, the internet cafe. So for me, it's like red and blue. Like blue is community and red's power. So I use reds and blues in all my branding. So those are some key elements of your personal brand: the purpose, mission, vision, values, the customer, the problem, solution, the colors, the logo, and the website.
All right, Ricky Shetty, everybody. We are about 10 minutes in this bonus segment, and what we're going to do is we're going to circle back with Ricky after he's done his talk. He's got about 10 days or so. It's so funny because in the Get Accepted course, we have two people that are giving talks. Ricky's one of them on both sides of the world on the exact same day. So that is going to be quite a day. And we're going to circle back to you when that's all done, everybody.
Yeah, I was going to answer the trivia question. So it's 193 countries.
Oh, the trivia question, 193.
Yes, so that's the official United Nations number.
You're about you're well over 10% of the way there. You're like 15 going on 20% of the way there, which is awesome.
Yeah, like on a personal level, it's 81, and then with my family, 30. So we want to do all new countries and then repeat the ones I've already done. So
you're gonna have to backtrack.
Yeah, I'll be doing it second. I'll be doing a loop around the world the second time. So that's a little trivia for all the people watching there, and it's been exciting, to do this TEDx talk. I've been learning so much. I didn't realize I wish someone had told me it was going to be like an extra part-time job, because I'm putting like 20 hours work of work into doing the TEDx talk every week.
That's habits 1, 2, and 3. That's when you find that out, buddy.
Yeah.
You jump straight to habit number 4.
I mean, I put in like probably 120, 130 hours into this talk. It's crazy in terms of everything, like, doing the script, doing the rehearsals, watching other TEDx talks, and, speaking to people like yourself, Nathan. Nathan's been brilliant, by the way, coaching me and guiding me and doing mind maps with me. I really want to thank you for that guidance, support, and encouragement. It actually helps as a TEDx speaker to have someone like Nathan cheerleading and championing you on.
Well, you really need to have that coaching, and you need to make sure. My little pet peeve. I think anybody that's given a TEDx talk, a lot of people say they're TED speakers and they've never been on the stage. So you got to find somebody, and the good ones are going to be kind of hard to get sometimes. But you want to have somebody that's been there. And congratulations to you, Ricky. I mean, you did the work, and you're still doing the work, and the work is never done until you walk off that stage, really, because there's always that next level, the kinds of things that we're talking about right now. So we're going to circle back with Ricky. We're going to do a victory lap with him, and then we're going to do the formal Be the Talk interview at that point. Hopefully not from the internet cafe, but we're as Ricky says, that's kind of like the only place in town where he can actually get enough Wi-Fi to do these things. So everybody, we're gonna cut off the session right now. Hope this was really helpful to get the back story. Any final word, Ricky?
The thing is, like, if you want to do a TED Talk, I wouldn't say put on your bucket list and do it someday or one day, or, it's like a dream, because a dream won't ever happen unless you take action, right? So the key is don't wait till you're ready, because you'll never be ready. Like when I took action, applied, I wasn't ready. And like my TEDx talk is in a different part of the Philippines. I'm going to take a bus and a boat to get there too. Like it's far away. I wasn't ready. It happened in like within 2 months, but it's like, once you get accepted, you become ready, become, like you said, stage ready. So do it when you're not ready, and take action in terms of applying. If you don't apply, you won't get accepted. So don't just think about it, act on it, apply, and make magic happen.
Ricky Shetty, the digital nomad, the daddy blogger, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, my friend.